According to YouTube, I'm live. You know, I was going to do an earlier live, but I was so busy today. This is the first this morning. So first of all, I visited 2 gardens today with Wendy. I visited the first exotic garden in Vesuvius on the west side. And then I visited our friend's cactus garden not too far from here and picked up some cactus pads to start another cactus patch in our garden. He messaged me last night, says, Joe, we have some cactus pads for you and Wendy, because Wendy wanted another cactus patch up against her gallery. So I just finished planting them. She shot a video of it. She'll put it on her channel. So it is Monday, Labor Day, and a beautiful day. And, you know, when I got home, I'd sort a bunch of stuff out, do a bunch of gardening here. And then I went for a motorbike ride down to Beachside. And then I had an order for 2 tikis to carve. So I carved 2 tikis. And I had to water a few things. And now I'm actually, like I say, sitting down and doing the live stream. It is 3:43 p.m. Pacific time here on the Gulf Islands. Current temperature 26.2 degrees Celsius with 52.2 degrees or 52.2% humidity. It is a beautiful afternoon here on the Rock. Unfortunately, I got to go to work tomorrow. And yes, I'm having a cold Bowen Island West Coast lager. Bowen Island is another Gulf island near Vancouver. It's up in the Howe Sound area, so it's quite far from here. Nice place up there. Wendy's nephew has a couple of places there. So hope everybody's doing well on this long weekend. I'm very happy with that cactus patch. It's going to be just awesome, which reminds me I'm going to have to water it after this live stream, if the live stream doesn't die on me. The B&B guests in the upper B&B checked out this morning, and the B&B guests down on the south B&B here on the lower B&B are out in town, so nobody using the internet right now. So it looks like we got a good connection. But remember, folks, if the connection stops, it's not me turning anything off. It's the topography on this island. And at this end of the island, the internet's not that good. The cell tower is on the very south end of the island, on a south end mountain. And between here and there is a lot of mountains and a lot of hills. So you won't even get cell phone reception here unless you get out onto the road and you start walking down the road. It's really sketchy. That's okay. I don't really care. I don't have a cell phone. But internet's sometimes the same when people get on it. It messes up the wireless. I'm eating my lunch. I didn't eat today, so I had breakfast. Anyway, it's a short week for me. 4-day week. I'm really looking forward. Next weekend, I have a big party to go to, so stay tuned for a cool video. I'm going to the saloon down the road, and lots of bananas there, as you know it, but I haven't seen the Ensete for a couple of weeks. At least a couple of weeks, and it should be really big. Ensete ventricosa marillii, the red banana. And Hal knows how to grow that red banana. It's been outside all winter. He's had it for several years, but he did plant it outside last year. It went through the winter with some protection, and it's getting really, really big. So it's going to make for some good photos next week for the big pig roast I'm going to. Hal does an awesome pig roast, and there's going to be a lot of people there, but there's going to be legal amount. You're only allowed to have so many people at your party, so it'll be under that. And hopefully everybody will social distance. Anyway, hope you're having great weather out there. September continues to be beautiful, and the long-range forecast for September is nice. September can be one of our driest months here on the Southern Gulf Islands. It is absolutely, to me, it does not get better than this. It is very comfortable out here. I'm riding my motorbike in my T-shirt, and it's still very warm. And I'm hoping it cools off by the time we head to the Tofino over on the west side of Vancouver Island in October. And I'm hoping we get some rain. I'm hoping the rainy season starts early because, honestly, I'm getting quite sick of watering everything. And I usually do kind of get burnt out watering the garden at this time of the year. So there you go. And I bet you guys are doing a lot of watering too, because I know you people in the deep south get those toasty hot temperatures with high humidity. But believe it or not, a lot of those southern locations get higher rainfall than we do here, and they get rain through in the summertime, which we don't. Annual rainfall here is 30 to 35 inches on this island, and even drier in the outer Gulf Islands. It is really a Mediterranean climate here on Salt Spring Island. Those are good. You ever have those things before? Call them nuts and bolts. Anyway, when the rains start, it is an awesome time of the year because you know what I do? I take the garden hose and I roll it up until spring. And we don't have to fuss over anything. I can actually get home from work and come into the house, and the evenings get dark early, which I kind of like. I'm kind of looking forward to that time of the year as much as I love spring and summer. But that's the time we relax. I put the palm nursery to bed for the winter, mulch the pots, put the cold frame covers on, and done. Just let Mother Nature take care of everything. Here comes Miss. Did you shut the gallery?
Yeah, I just did.
Had the Salt Spring tour bus come by today. I just
Yeah, that was
uploaded
cool.
a video, so you can see the video of that. Stay tuned for Wendy's video. Hey, so much rain, Durango, Mexico. Yeah, we don't.
Wow.
Right in Durango. Yeah, we don't have. It's so dry here. Send some of that rain here, Palms. It's very, very dry, isn't it, Wendy?
Very dry.
Extremely dry. Even some of the drought-tolerant plants are suffering.
I mean,
And
we
it's,
love
you know,
it,
it's
but
more
it's
because
hard.
of our soil here. It's very
Our
rocky.
gardens.
And when we planted the cactus here today, you'll see a video. Wendy's going to upload it on her channel, Gulf Island Rock. We can plant the cactus right into native soil here, and it does just fine. Have not watered in weeks. Lucky you. Have not watered in weeks. We water every day. Every day, and every day you go around the garden, you see, I see, wow, even camera. Yeah, we grow camera ups here. Hello, Jane. Aloha in Honolulu. Hey, I was wearing my Honolulu Harley Davidson shirt today when I went for a ride to town. And Wendy and I hit all the Harley shops there's some in Waikiki, a couple in Waikiki, and then there's one in Honolulu too. I hope everything is well in, where are you? Kapahulu. You're up by Kapahulu. You're up by Rainbow Diner. Leonard's Bakery. We like that, and we like Peggy's, we call it Peggy's Junk
Store. Are they all open right now? What's happening? Are those places sort of...
Is everything open there, Jane, or are things closed down? I'm guessing the bakery's still open, and Rainbow Diner's still open. I love Rainbow Diner. You know, I'm going to really miss Maui this year.
I like that noodle place.
Oh, Murakami Udon Noodle. Aloha from TJ. Hey, aloha, Toby Josh. I see you guys are in there, popping in. That's good. Wendy likes udon noodle, Murakami udon noodle on Kuhio. So we used to stay at the Ohana Waikiki West. Used to be the Outrigger West years ago. And the last time we stayed there, Wendy and I stayed at the Ohana Waikiki West and go to Murakami udon noodle on Kuhio. Last time the tea roses I talked about are miniatures. They are old garden. Oh, cool. I like udon too. Isn't udon great?
Oh, cool.
I actually have videos of it here, Jane. I've shot. There's always a lineup. If you hit it at the wrong time, you're waiting in a big lineup because the food is good and it's very low cost. You can get a lot for less at Murakami udon noodles. So I would really like to go back to Waikiki one time with Wendy, and even if we stay a week and then go a few weeks to a Maui, and because I really like the Cheesecake Factory. I really love Ala Moana. I love walking down there and going to Mama's Pasta. And there's just a lot of neat things to, and of course, Chinatown in Honolulu. We love Chinatown in Honolulu. There's a great place there to get dim sum. The golden, what do they call that one?
I can't remember. It had the red
golden pillars.
Pillars outside.
Something. It's right on Hotel Street in Honolulu. You probably know the place, and really good. Got to go on a date. Aloha, Palms. Got to go on a date. You're gonna go on a date. Sweet. I can't go on dates anymore. I'm on a permanent date with this lady right here. On a big date. I'm on a big date. Have you ever dealt with fungal pests? No. There's no pests on palm trees here, Toby. No, not one pest here, except maybe a deer might come in and chomp on a frond, but that's even pretty rare. Rabbits are pests, but there's no insect pests here that bother our palm trees. We don't have a lot of insects that even bother us. You don't see me swatting myself when I'm doing these things. You can sit out here, and it's so beautiful on Salt Spring Island. You don't get eaten to death by pests. And, well, you'll see when you visit here one day.
I think the ocean breeze blows it away.
I think they don't like the ocean. Maybe they don't like the Pacific Ocean around us or something. Well, have fun on your date.
Yeah.
And Jane, udon is an absolutely awesome place. We've gone, like I say, we've gone to Leonard's Bakery, get the malasadas. I eat the cinema sadas on Maui. I grab them at the ABC store. And then I go to
King's Market.
King's Market. Well, King's Lane. Not King's Lane.
And then there's some women
King's Village. We go to King's Village and then watch.
Homemade.
Yeah, there's a market there. And then once a week or twice a week, right in Waikiki, we go to that market. And I like to watch the changing of the guards, which is kind of cool. Makes sense with those dry, cool summers. Yeah, it's 26.1 degree, actually 26.2 degrees Celsius here right now. And it is a 52.2% humidity. Kiss the Baby blast off in near Reading, Pennsylvania is in there. Hi, Mike. Your notification for me isn't working. Why is that? Why are they not working? You know what it is, HS? It is a YouTube glitch. I never dealt with fungal pests on any of my tea rows. Well, you're lucky, because a lot of people here can get black spot on them, and there's also powdery mildew. And powdery mildew is usually caused by cool nights and warmer days. So the minimum temperature here last night was 17 degrees Celsius, and right now, like I say, it's 26.2. Yeah, it's very warm out here, and all next week is going to be very warm. It's going to be up into the mid 20s to upper 20s. So you know what? That's okay. It's September. We'll take it. And like I said, I'm really looking forward to the rainy season. And you'll have to see the video of the cactus patch we just planted. We just planted a brand new cactus patch behind Wendy's gallery. I went to a friend's place. They have a big cactus patch, and he gave us some cactus pads to plant. So I put some cactus pads in there. How many cactus pads did we plant? About 10 of them?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Apple Festival's canceled too.
Apple Festival's canceled too. YouTube notifications have been little crap from. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really get those. I don't think. YouTube notifications.
I guess it depends. You could go into your settings. You
Nah.
could probably go into their settings, and maybe they block.
Go into your settings.
Maybe they don't want notifications.
Got any problems to maintain your plants? Got any products to recommend to maintain? Well, the only product we actually use to maintain our palms, and some of them, not all of them, is this one right here. I'm going to stand over here, and our friend turned us on to this right here. This is like the best contraption ever. You see this right here? That is a Miracle Grow fertilizer. And so the Miracle Grow is in this canister here, okay? And then if you want to feed, you just switch that dial right there to feed, and then that's water over to that side. And then there's different settings here. There's shower, there's stream, there's jet, there's fog, mist, whatever. So look for one of these, because when you water your bananas and your palms, you can water them and fertilize them so easily with this without mixing dry fertilizer up. So this has been a perfect thing for us. And we don't water our whole garden with it, but in this courtyard, we've been hitting it with this fertilizer. And I definitely do see.
I probably had it on water the other day.
You did have it on water.
Oh, man.
So, and you know what? You do see a big difference with this Miracle Grow.
You switch it to water. Put it on. It needs to be on feed.
Okay, feed. It's on feed, so that says feed. And it is a 1248. It's a 1248 fertilizer Miracle Grow. And you can buy 4 canisters at a time at Home Depot. And they sell them here at Mowat's. And so this is what we use. This is really the only thing we use in the courtyard garden here is this Miracle Grow. And I find it pretty easy, don't you? Mm. And I was wondering, like, Hal's bananas are so big at the saloon, and Hal's trick to big bananas is that Miracle Grow thing. It works really well. We just dry fertilizer and pump the water. Yeah, well, we do that too. The rest of the garden is top dressed, and we use seaweed, we use manure, we use leaves, leaf mulch, grass clippings. Me working for the Parks Department, I bring home, when we start mowing again in the fall, I bring home garbage cans, Rubbermaid garbage cans full of grass clippings. I let Miss T deal with it. Wendy deals with it, and she throws it all over the gardens. And then we go down to the beach and get seaweed. We throw that all over the gardens.
We need some manure.
I'm now experiencing some leaf spots on Camadoria. Yeah, no, mine are doing okay. Jane, old varieties of tea roses are very resistant fungus and cold tender. Mine are zone 7. Wow. Cool. That's pretty hardy. Yeah, so you know what? You can actually have a really nice garden without even using chemical fertilizers by top dressing with organic material. And if you have animals, hey, Dave, white with dreamy eyes, lovely day. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's 26.2 here, 52.2% humidity.
White with dreamy.
That's Dave. He stayed here at our B&B.
He did?
Yeah, Dave. You know Dave and his family. They came from Prince George. They brought us the hot sauce.
Right. Dave. But is his name on there, white with dreamy eyes?
It's not Snowbird Flock anymore.
Okay, I'm like, who named themselves white with dreamy eyes?
Dave.
Good one. Can you hear me? Say all right.
Layla Riley, my air conditioning went out a couple of days ago. Pay $5,000 to get it fixed. 88 degrees right now. You want to get the hardiest fig tree. So in cold climates, Mike, 88 degrees in Honolulu. Waikiki. Nice. Blast off. How cold are your fig trees? In cold climates, they will freeze to the ground. Some people actually bend them down and mulch them. But where you are, you could probably grow figs pretty good. And in a bad winter, they're going to freeze down, but they're going to come back up again when they're established. So try Desert King, maybe Cadota and Brown Turkey where you are, maybe even Latarula. Dave says, hi, Wendy.
Hi,
wish I could
dreamy eyes.
I would do such. Yeah, he changed his name. Do you prefer cat palms or butterfly palms? I like butterfly palms, but you know what? They're not my favorite. I like Wadishia bifurcata, which is a foxtail palm, and
Yes.
Bismarckia nobilis. I like those ones. If I lived in the tropics,
And
it
that
would be.
Christmas palm.
And Wendy
God, I
loves
love
Vicia
that one.
Morillii, which is Adonia, I think. Adonia Morillii. They
Just
changed
getting
the
those
name.
big seeds.
And
Oh,
Wendy loves the
beautiful.
Christmas palms, Vicia
Yeah.
Morillii. Blast off. So that's the fig fruit. Yeah, no, we don't grow that one here.
And the queen palm.
I was in Cygrus Romans Ophianum. We were in a garden today with some big fig trees. I'll upload the video after. I think you should get some pit viper sunglasses.
Oh, what are they?
Pit viper. Wow, I've never
Look
heard of
them
those
up.
ones. I wear Uvex at work, and I almost have to wear sunglasses
Yeah.
because I'm having eye surgery in both eyes, and the sun is really bothers my eyes, so I wear sunglasses a lot.
What
And
are the
my
pit
eye
vipers?
surgeon slash doctor says, Joe, you should wear sunglasses more because the sun is bad for your eyes.
I'm
Sun
gonna
is
look up pit viper.
Pit viper. Wendy's going to go look up pit viper sunglasses. I wear some really nice ones on my Harley. I have the
Pit viper.
they're chopper. They're chopper sunglasses, but what they do have around them here is a rubber, like inside, like a seal, so the wind doesn't bother your eyes. Date palms look nice. I saw them in Dubai. Date palms are cool. Phoenix dactylifera, and you'll probably see Phoenix dactylifera there. You probably don't see Phoenix canariensis there. Phoenix canariensis you will see on the Oregon coast, and they are absolutely monster size. Southern Oregon coast, starting at Gold Beach south to Brookings. They are beautiful. There's some really big ones down on Fifth Street. I photographed years ago, and that was just before I got into YouTube video, so I didn't shoot any videos of them, unfortunately. Next time I go down to the Oregon coast, videos of palm trees.
Pit viper.
I have a photo album full of palm trees of Oregon coast palms, but those are old school videos or camera pictures. They're not because they're on the film camera. That was before the digital camera came out. Pygmy date palms look nice. I saw them. Yeah, Phoenix robelinii. They're nice palms. I've tried them many times as house plants. They get spider mites. I put them outside. The frost gets them and kills them. So, do palm trees go in Ontario? No. Only with heavy duty protection in the winter. You'd have to box them in and put heat with them. The only place palm trees will grow outside year round, and this is the fact, and this is reality, is here on the Pacific coast of Canada. There's nowhere else in Canada, anywhere in Canada, where palm trees will grow outside unprotected in the winter long term. You will see palm trees in Ontario in people's gardens, but they do a lot to protect them with thermocube heat and insulation. They box them in. Awesome date palms along the Rio Grande, West Texas. Yes, my son used to live there. He lived in southern Texas, and he used to like going up to San Antonio. There's a lot of palm trees in San Antonio, and where he lived down in Westlaco, west of Brownsville, palms streets were lined with Washingtonia robusta. Lots of palm trees. Even where he lived, there was big palm trees growing on his street. Southern Texas gets hot. It's almost like subtropical down there. So yeah, there are no palm trees that can survive outside in Ontario. Even at Point Pelee and Windsor, you'll have to protect them. Texas is like 50% desert until you get to Corpus Christi and Galveston Island. That is definitely not desert down there. It's like here, we have wet winters, but we have dry summers and very dry springs. And September can be extremely dry, and it is a Mediterranean climate like here. It's very Mediterranean-like, and we do have native cactus and succulents that also grow here as well. 9A, but doesn't. Yeah, I know, but it's a different 9A than here. It's so much milder there in the winter than here, and they get the heat units we never get. They can grow way more in Texas in a 9A than you can grow in a northern 9A. Do you see those pit viper glasses?
Yeah, they're all kinds.
What do they look like?
There's all kinds. There's goggles.
I might have to get some pit viper glasses. Your dog seems fussed. There's a dog. Come here. What are you barking at? Here, we're going to show you the dog. This is our killer, right? So the dog seems very fussed because there's a dog barking. Get the yellow ones. Hey. Clyde says get the yellow ones. She's looking at the yellow ones.
Oh, with the yellow lens?
Yellow. Well, there's yellow lens too. Those are good for, no.
There's some of them look like ski goggles.
You know what he barks at? He barks at
ski goggles.
He barks at, we only like bird dogs. This guy's a rat dog. He kills rats. He's a ratter. I used to have big dogs. This is my first small dog. I always had Dobermans and German Shepherds, Labs, and Border Collies. We've had Beagles, Wiener dogs. I've had so many different Collies, like Lassie. We've had so many different types of dogs. So this guy's and she's had Shih Tzu. My ex-wife had a Bichon. She's had a Schnauzer. You've had a Schnauzer?
No, sorry.
I never had a Schnauzer.
No, wiener dog.
Wiener dog. I've had 2 wiener dogs now. But anyway, this is Kahu, and he is a Yorkie Havanese Pomeranian, and he kills rats. He hates rats, this dog. So when he gets a rat, he gets them and he shakes them. He breaks their neck or something, but he kills them real fast. Then he buries them, and then he wants to come back and eat them, but I don't let him eat them. I get to them before he gets to them, and I pick them up with a shovel and I throw them into the forest. So anyway, that's our little guy, and he's going to get groomed. He's 8 pounds of terror. That is a killer right there. He's got to make sure an eagle doesn't pick him up or an owl. Say hi. Hello. Hi. Yes, there's lots of snakes here. Yeah. Oh yeah. The San Antonio no, no Bismarck here. I tried them before. Hello, Kahu. Hello, Dave. Kahu says hi. We only like bird dogs. Yeah, bird dogs are good too. I like all dogs, so it doesn't matter. It's just like I like all palm trees. I like all dogs. Any snakes? Where you are? Yeah, we have garter snakes here. So there's no dangerous snakes, and we also have lizards here. There is alligator lizards, and in Victoria, the Big Island, they have alligator lizards and European wall lizards. Are snakes a problem for you? No, they're no poisonous. They're very good to have in the garden because they eat slugs and bugs. So when you see a snake in the garden, you leave them in the garden. And lots of snakes here. Snakes, lots of snakes here. Garter snakes. And I mean, the biggest ones you catch are probably about maybe that big, something like that. Maybe about that fat. They're not really big. Any sable, Lisa? No, I like sable, Lisa. They're nice, but I don't have that one in our garden. We have sable Birmingham, palmetto, Etonii, Cassiarum. And there's palmetto we have in our garden. And the different ecotypes of sable minor. We have lots of sable minor in the garden because I grow a lot of them from seed. And I plant them here and there and everywhere. But most of our palm collection consists of what you see behind us here is Trachycarpus fortunei. I like to plant things that do very well here and grow fast. We also grow a lot of Rapidophyllum hystrix, and they do very well here, but they're slow growing. Cassarium grows slow. I always get that wrong. It grows pretty slow here. How do sable rosei do? Grace, beautiful. And the gardener cut most of the leaves off at that dingbat. And so it is recovering nicely. That was planted in 1997. So the sable rosei at Grace Point is absolutely doing perfect. It has never been damaged, and it was planted 23 years ago. And when I went to see it one day and I saw 3 fronds left on it, I was very upset. So I did leave a note on the side of the jubea, and I says, you do not need to remove green fronds. Hey, shh, quiet. He's not actually a yappy dog. And right now he seems to be yappy. But do you own any rhapis? I've grown them before. Had them in the house, and I had one outside for just about 5 years, a Rhapis excelsa. And the Rhapis excelsa died in the summer from drought when we went away to Hawaii for 3 weeks. It never got watered, and it came back and it looked terrible, and it petered out. I had it under the sun deck, right below me, up against the house. I had Rhapis excelsa, and it was very, very sheltered and kind of covered, but outside, and it survived for about 5 years. I did see one where Wendy's mom lives on the Sunshine Coast, 2 of them growing in front of a Chinese restaurant. I'll have to go shoot a video of this sable rosei when I get time. Maybe tomorrow, if I'm out there, I'll pop in and take a video of it. Yeah, the problem is, Jane, planted in peat, which would be good. We have a lot of rock here. We are living on a rock. There's a massive rock that our house is built on. We have a rock face on the far side of our property here. It's amazing. It's this rock wall. And then you get down the slope, and then that's where the soil starts. Down below in the ravine, it's beautiful soil, but it's cold down there in the winter. So we're going to have to try another rhapis if I can find one. They're usually pretty expensive palms. They can take some shade, and I think I'll plant it at the front of the house with the Microspadex and the Livistona. If you were to sell your palm trees in your garden, how much would you get for them? How many palm trees do we have, Wendy? How many thousands of dollars of palms do we have?
You couldn't
even put a price on it. We have thousands. We have thousands. You couldn't count them. I don't know how long it would take it. We have thousands and thousands of palm trees on our property. No lie. That's reality. That's how many we have.
We probably have at least 50 bigger ones.
Oh yeah, there's lots of
thousands of little ones. Thousands.
Oh yeah, thousands of little ones. Yeah, I don't know, but we get a lot for them. That's for sure. I was always wondering how hardy rhapis is. About -5, I think, degrees Celsius, maybe -6. for a very short term and a very established palm tree, but very, very short term. And you're probably going to need some high daytime temperatures. If the minimum temperatures drop down to -5, you want it to rebound to at least, +10 in the day or more. So, but anyway, ours survived for quite a long time beside our house, and I was quite surprised. And it's unfortunate that it did die. And maybe one day, if I can find another one, they're not readily available here on Salt Spring Island. But if I find one, I think I will buy one. If I see one at Home Debit, I will grab a Rhapis excelsa because I really love lady palms. At Eel Valley on Maui, there's some huge Rhapis excelsa palms. I have videos of them here. They're very, very old, and they're probably 15, more than 15 feet tall. They're just absolutely gorgeous. Duration of frost is very important. So the longer the freeze, the more detrimental damage it's going to cause to palm trees. And that's why you can never grow palm trees in Ontario. It's the minimum temperatures, first of all, that are going to kill them, but it's the duration of the freeze. Drill a hole in a bucket and bury the bucket next to Rafe. Yeah. You know what we use, Jane? There we have these things called tree gators, and we put them around the trees at work when we planted some new trees. And it's the 5-gallon gator bag. You fill it up with water, and it's perforated. And what happens? The water seeps out and waters the trees. So that's basically the same thing as putting a bucket around it and watering the palm. So very good idea. I'm just glad. See, we have our own water supply here. We're on a well, and our well has never dried up, thank God. And we're fortunate we can run 2 accommodations on it, and we still water the garden. And it's been so far so good. I've been here for a few decades, and it's never dried up on us. Knock on wood. But there's a lot of people's wells that dry up here, and then there's a lot of people here that have artesian wells where the water just bubbles out of the ground, and they're getting 30, 50 gallons a minute, whatever. And it's funny, those ones are usually up in the mountains. The better water is way up in the mountains here. You can be up at 1,000 foot above sea level and get 50 gallons, 30 gallons a minute, whatever. So yeah, we're only 1.5 gallons a minute, but it's a steady flow. And it's never, like I say, it's never gone dry. It's 200-foot deep wellhead's about this wide around diameter and 200 feet down, and it pumps into a 1,200-gallon tank. Have you ever checked out Pip Smith? Have you checked out? No, I haven't checked that out. You don't have any problem with salinity? Nope. Oh, we got lots of minerals, but our palms, look at how green they are. These are happy campers here. They love it. No. There's nothing like that in our water. It's good. My ex-wife used to run a daycare here, a licensed daycare. So she'd have to get the well tested on a regular basis, and it always came out just fine. So we're not a problem. But there are people that drill wells here, and they have a lot of salt in them, and that really messes up your garden. You can't really do anything with salt.
That vineyard.
The vineyard, yeah, there's a vineyard down the road from here, and they drilled a well, and they got 5 gallons a minute, which was good. Stop there. He says, I'll go a little deeper. So he tells the well driller to go a little deeper. Well, guess what? He hit salt water. So then they had to fill in the wellhead. Terrible. Why do houses in Yukon look so much better than Nunavut in Canada? Yeah, I've never been up there before. I've been close to the Yukon, and we're a long way from the Yukon here, right? So if you look at a map of British Columbia, Yukon is above British Columbia, and we're way down in the extreme southwest corner. We're actually below the 49th parallel, so we're a long, long way from there. Nunavut is a deep freeze. Yes, Nunavut, Dave, is a deep freeze. It's like living in a freezer, and I wouldn't doubt they're probably getting frost right now up there. They are. They had frost yesterday. There was a frost warning for Alberta, pretty much the whole province of Alberta. They were getting frost. So, like I said, the low temperature here this morning was 17 degrees Celsius. It was good. Yeah, we're people don't realize. They say, well, are you how far are you from Ontario? Well, it'd take about 6 hours to fly there from here. I can fly to Hawaii faster than I can fly to Ontario. Canada's a big country, right? You got to remember it's the second largest landmass on the planet, and most of the people probably live down in the south by the border. There's really not a lot up in the north. There's a lot of virgin territory, and down in the south, that's where everybody lives. I'm not from Canada. Yeah, the provinces are huge. Well, you got to remember where I live. British Columbia is 2.5 times bigger than Texas, so it's a big place. I think there's about 5.5 million people in British Columbia. I'm closer to Russia than I am. Yeah. I think you are. Yeah, Toronto's a long way away. I've never been anywhere in Canada except Edmonton, and that was in the summertime. It's pretty big. Ontario is a big province. I think it takes about 3 days to drive through Ontario. Quebec's very big. And then the maritime provinces, like the Atlantic provinces, are pretty small. I'll tell you one thing: Canada's got 4.5 time zones. That's how big it is. Okay, so we're Pacific Coast time, and if you go to New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, they are 4 hours ahead of us. And if you go to Newfoundland, they're another half hour ahead of that. Right. There are palm trees on the north slope of Alaska made cool. Well, I want to tell you something, Toby Josh. Real palm trees did grow in Alaska. Uh, J.D. Rowell of the Palm Society planted some in Sitka, Alaska, which is an island up in Alaska on the Panhandle, northern Panhandle. Planted them in 1992 next to a building, and they survived there for about 20 years before they petered out and got killed. And they were Trekkie carpets for $2.9. Ontario probably cheaper now than I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, I've never been there. I don't know if I'll ever go to Ontario, but you never know. You never know what the future holds, right? Maybe one day I will go to Ontario, and I would like to see the Atlantic provinces because there's a lot of history over there, and northern coastal BC too. Yeah, well, Toronto would be expensive, I think, but the rest of Ontario I don't think would be very expensive. Toronto by the lake, anywhere by the lake, it's probably going to be there when you're going to get your lakefront property. It's like when you buy here in the Gulf Islands. Property is very expensive here, but it's way more expensive if you buy on a lake or you buy on the ocean. Any waterfront stuff is super expensive. Like we're talking millions. Calgary is up there too. Yeah. Calgary is nice, but pretty busy place for me. I prefer Banff and Jasper myself. Hey, Miss T.
What's up, hon?
What's for dinner, babe?
Steak.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Wendy's making steak. No offense to you vegetarians out there. I'm not a vegetarian. I like meat. Cool. Pip Smith. York. Okay, my daughter lived in Taunton in Somerset, and she also lived in South Cornwall. So yeah, I know about the UK climate very well. I got a lot of friends there, and I know there's a lot of palm trees that grow in the UK. Oh yeah, Vancouver is expensive, Dave. Super expensive. Meat is good. Yeah, I'm a total meat eater, man. So is Wendy. We like our steak. I'm sorry, man. I could never be a vegan or a vegetarian. Tofu just don't cut it for this dude. What was I going to say? Vancouver is a very expensive place. If I owned a place in Vancouver and sold it, I could retire. I could move here and retire. That's how expensive it is. And it tastes good. Yes, it does. So Wendy's doing some nice steak tonight. And then we got friends coming over. When do our friends arrive? I think they arrive Wednesday. Guess what we're having? More steak. Oh, I love lamb. Dave, Wendy loves lamb, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
She says, oh, God, yeah. Lamb is absolutely awesome. You get the lamb chops. Salt Spring Island lamb is some of the best you're going to eat. And then, of course, New Zealand. But I like Salt Spring Island lamb, and we're quite famous here for our lamb. Even the Queen of England, when she came to Canada, had Salt Spring Island lamb. And feta. Feta cheese. I'm getting hungry. It's closer to Europe time. I like East Coast times because it is closer to the you. It's only, it's not very much different. I can't eat after 10 because I'm having blood. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the thing with blood tests. We're physical every year too, and I got to get blood work done at that time. So got to fast. And you know what? I don't like fasting, and I don't like blood tests because I go in there in an empty stomach and they actually make me feel sick. Pip Smith, sweet meat, lamb, yummy. I like local deer. We have local deer here. The local deer is really good meat. And I like elk and I like moose. Moose meat is absolutely awesome. So our friend at the saloon is a big time hunter, and he's got a tag and he's heading up hunting to Alberta in October. And I'm sure he's probably going to come home with an elk or something like that. So he'll probably fill his freezer up. And what I love about them, they love to cook. They're like they're most amazing barbecuers and smokers. He's got the big smoker there, and he says, "You guys want to come over?" And we come over, and their cooking is amazing, and it's like the most meat you'll ever have. So they did this meatloaf when we were over there. This was several weeks ago. The meatloaf was unbelievable. So they make this meatloaf, and then they wrapped it in bacon. Okay, and they wove the bacon in and out, so it's wrapped in bacon that they made. They make their own bacon, and they put it in the smoker. Oh man, was that meatloaf good?
Oh my God.
The
That was good.
meatloaf is the best meatloaf I've ever had.
Not meatloaf's not something.
No,
you
and,
like.
and what was that other thing she made
Meatloaf's
too?
something you grew
What
up
was that
on
other
as a
thing she
kid.
spent all day on? Chicken? No, it wasn't
Beef
chicken. It was
Wellington.
beef Wellington. She made the best beef Wellington.
Best
It was
beef
so
Wellington
good.
ever.
I'm hungry too, and I'm
Michelle
eating.
is an amazing chef.
Yeah,
And Hal's a
Michelle's an
big-time
amazing chef.
smoker.
If you ever seen the pit boss or the pit master of Texas, where they get these pros at barbecue stuff, that's him. That's what he's got. The big barbecue, he's got the big smoker, and he does it to perfection. When he cooks, man, it is 10 out of 10. I kid you not, man. It's just like you can cut that meat with a fork. He only buys the best cuts of beef, and the stuff I buy is like boiling up shoe leather.
No.
Wendy's not even happy with the crap I buy. I come home with shoe leather type stuff.
Yeah,
I'll beat it with a meat mallet, and it's still tough.
Good stuff.
Do they stick the needle in you? Or, no, they do right here, right there. They stick it right in that vein right there, and they take out about 5 of those teaspoons of blood. I don't like it. I really don't like it at all. Yeah, I'm getting hungry. No, Wendy, you got to get in the kitchen there, babe, and throw some of that stuff on.
You're supposed to cook dinner one night.
I've been busy.
When is that happening?
Wendy says I should cook dinner sometime.
He says.
You know what I did for Wendy today? Can I tell you what I did for Wendy today? I carved 2 tikis to get her some free toques.
Oh, that was nice too.
So our friend knits these beautiful toques, but it was a trade, right? So she came over yesterday and she brought Wendy a toque that she knitted, and she says, "Can you carve me 2 Arbutus tikis?" She brought the wood over for gifts for my friend's birthday, different friends. I says, "Okay," so I carved them. So Wendy's got the toques.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying, Wendy, you can cook dinner tonight, okay? Because I was busting my back carving tikis for her today, so she get toques. I wear toques in the wintertime, but I don't wear them now.
I know. I cook dinner every night. You were gonna do a dinner though one night this week, but you haven't.
I'm speechless.
You said you were. You were gonna make dinner one night.
I should show them the toque.
All you need once a week to make dinner.
I'm a busy guy.
I know you are.
Wendy sold 2 paintings yesterday.
I'm busy too.
You sold 2 paintings?
I did.
Wendy sold 2 paintings yesterday at the gallery. Great. Tour bus was here today. Salt Spring Island Tours, and they stopped by, and some people came to the gallery. Salt Spring Tours often stops by here at Gallery 59, and because of what's all going on in the world, there's only 2 people on the tour bus, but they did buy some cards, right?
Yeah.
They bought some cards. Really nice people. People down below in the B&B check out tomorrow morning, and then people checked out in the upper B&B this morning, and then we got more people checking in. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Is Phil coming tomorrow?
Phil's coming Tuesday.
Oh, wow.
And also guests for the other street are coming tomorrow. Both.
Wendy's B&B is so busy. It's crazy. I can't believe people don't like lamb. I love lamb.
Oh, I love lamb.
Dave knows people that doesn't like lamb. That don't like lamb.
Maybe they never had good lamb.
Maybe they've never had good lamb.
Gotta have good lamb.
You know, once I went to the lamb barbecue at the fall fair, and it was kind of tough.
Even old lamb.
It was mutton. It was it was tough, and I didn't like it. I like the stuff where you can pick it up. You know, you get a lamb chop, and you go to a fancy restaurant. It doesn't even have to be fancy, and then they put them on your plate, and you dip them in. We like lamb in. Oh yeah, lamb is awesome. She likes it in souvlaki. I like the lamb chops. You know what I mean? And then you just hold on to the bone and you eat them like that, and you put some mint sauce on them.
I don't do mint sauce.
Wendy's not into the mint sauce.
But I'll make the lamb like that. I've done that. You've had it.
Oh yeah, lamb is just melting in your mouth. It's so good.
We have a lamb.
Yes, Dave, they are. I agree. Salt Spring Island is known for sheep farms, right? So there's sheep farms all over Salt Spring Island, and you can buy lamb at the roadside stands here. Like people have farm stands, and they'll have coolers there with lamb in it. You can actually buy fresh lamb. Down the road from us at North End Farm, they have a big farm. It's like a store. You go in there. It's on their farm. They have a 200-acre farm there, and you go in there. Oh. What does this say? Yeah, you all sound like a dieting bodybuilders. Well, I'll eat anything. I eat anything from the 4 food groups. I try to eat fairly good stuff except for these nuts and bolts. You know what I mean? This is just a snack. God, my beer's empty. I had a Bowen Island. It's so hot. I got this thing sitting in the sun. This can is actually hot. So, yeah, I just like eating good food and try not to eat too much junk food. Once in a while, we splurge. But Wendy makes some pretty good stuff. I did pick some beets out of the garden the other day. So we got beets and we got potatoes and we have some onions and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So you know what else I like? I like duck. I love duck. Duck is one of my favorite things. And like I said, Moby's, we will go to Moby's Marine Pub every so often. And Monday night is duck wing night, a buck of duck wing. Try to talk to a bodybuilder about anything other than food. Well, you know what? Maybe some of you guys are weightlifters out there. I do weightlift. I wouldn't say I'm a bodybuilder, but I do weightlift. But you know what? I still like to enjoy what I eat. And I'm definitely not a vegetarian or a vegan. And I will have a beer every so often too. And goose. I love goose. Goose is good. Goose is really good. I've only had goose, I think maybe once or twice at the game dinner, the Salt Spring Island Rod and Gun Club game dinner, and it was absolutely awesome. And I've had full duck too, like the Peking duck. You have those Chinese ducks; they're very good too. You like duck, don't you, Wendy? If duck is done right, it's good. But the chickens we get, like I said, from Caldwell Farms here, those 14-pound chickens. I had chicken yesterday again. She made me a chicken sandwich from the same. We have so much chicken from this 14-pound chicken.
Now. We're done. Well, I have 4 burritos still.
But we still have 3 chickens.
Oh, we still have 3 big chickens.
Wendy's still got 3 14-pound chickens at the saloon. There's a freezer there, and they're storing Wendy's chickens for her. And you know what? I swear to God, it's worth it. Every penny getting a free-range, organic chicken. And Hal said,
I like them better than turkey.
Yeah, once you try that chicken, you will not go back to those little crappy store-bought ones that you can buy for like $8, those barbecue ones. And you know what? I like them, as much as turkey, or maybe even better. The meat was so tender and flavorful. I don't know what the guy's feeding them, but they're just amazing.
They're free-range chickens.
We love it here. Leftovers are best. Yes, they are. Leftovers are absolute. Don't you love eating a turkey dinner? See, now we're talking about food. We're not even talking about gardening. I'm getting hungry. So when you have a Thanksgiving, like our Thanksgiving is in early October, but we celebrate 2 Thanksgivings because Wendy and I are on Maui for the American Thanksgiving at the end of November. So we always have 2 Thanksgivings. Unfortunately, this year, we can do American Thanksgiving.
We could celebrate.
You know what? I think we're going to celebrate American Thanksgiving as well because we're hours away on Maui having American Thanksgiving with 120 other people outside. But I like these free-range chickens as much as the turkey, but leftover turkey dinner is so good. So you get your mashed potatoes the next day and some turkey meat and some Brussels sprouts and some stuffing and some gravy and some cranberries. Oh, do you eat fast food? There's no fast food here. There's no fast food restaurants on Salt Spring.
When we go to the off-island, we love A&W.
Yeah, I'll tell you what we eat. So Saturday, Wendy and I went over to the Big Island. And we went to A&W, and that's the only time we will eat fast foods. We go to A&W, and
or maybe a White Spot.
Or a White Spot, but White Spot's not really fast food, I don't think. No, it's marginal. But A&W is really good. Yeah. It's a fast food, but it is grain-fed, no antibiotic beef, organic beef. And A&W is a really good. They make a really good burger, so we go there, and that is once in a blue moon. There are no fast food restaurants permitted on Salt Spring Island. So you will see a lot of slim people on Salt Spring Island. And I'm glad we don't have McDonald's or anything because it is a treat when we go off island too. I don't really eat at McDonald's. I don't eat at McDonald's. But A&W, I will grab a burger.
Or so if we're at the airport, we might do a burger.
Oh, Burger King poutine. But yesterday or Saturday when we went to A&W, I had the Cajun chicken. Was it a jalapeno? No, jalapeno chicken burger. Crispy chicken. It was awesome. And I had fries and a root beer. And Wendy had poutine and a mama burger.
Teen burger.
No, you know what? I didn't get a root beer float. And next time I'm going to get a root beer float because after I ordered my root beer and I ordered a small one because I can't even drink the big one, there's a girl goes up to the counter and she says, a root beer float, please. And I go, why didn't I order a float? So next time I'm there, I'm ordering a root beer float.
Condo for sale where we stay.
Yeah.
2495 South Kihei.
Yeah.
$470,000 US.
Wendy's looking at a condo on Maui right now, but it's only it's only in a dream. But where we stay, there's one for sale, and they're always coming up for sale. But you know what? We're not going to Maui this year. It's unfortunate. And next year, hopefully, everything will be opened up and we'll go there. Yeah, next time, Clyde, when I'm in A&W, I am definitely getting a root beer float. I don't know if I've ever had a root beer float. Maybe I have. Wendy thinks I have. I've had them here. I've made my own here with A&W root beer. Those chains would ruin the feel. Yeah, they would. They would. It is quite different here when you come to Salt Spring Island. There's no box stores and there's no fast food. Really bad smoke today. No smoke. Is there
What?
forest fires? No, the air is
Where?
so. PDX is in Portland.
Oh no, we
No,
don't
there's
have
no
any
smoke here.
up
We don't
here.
have any forest fires around here. It's
No.
just absolutely. There's not a cloud in the sky. It's very, very warm.
They have a lot of
And
like in the Okanagan and
yeah,
you know,
it must be in the high
big-
70s. You can figure that out. 26.2 degrees Celsius when I started this live stream. So you can figure out what it is in Fahrenheit. I'm guessing it's in the high 70s, something like that. He's in Happy Valley. Happy Valley. Oh, okay, Happy Valley. I don't know how far that is from Portland. I'm not sure. I'm drinking a Weihen Stefaner.
What is that?
It must be a beer. Stefaner. Must be a beer. Must be a beer. Sounds German.
We usually get the Hawaiian.
Wendy likes
I forget what it's
Kona.
called. Kona? Yeah, you get at Costco. You can get a mixed one.
Well, you can buy it here, I think.
Oh, we can get it here. Yeah.
When we're in Hawaii, we go to the Costco, and Wendy loves to buy her Hawaiian beer on the border of Portland. Okay, cool. Maybe I've been through there. I've been to Portland lots of times. You're not even in the same country as Portland. County is Portland. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look on a map. I'd have to actually look on a map and see exactly where that is. Is it south of Portland? Are you right by the Columbia River? German beer, possibly the world's oldest. Wow, cool. I'll have to try it.
What's
County.
it called?
Where was Weihen Wine Stefaner.
W-E-I-N.
I-N
Oh, I-N.
and then S-T Stefaner. It's weird. Okay, so he's south. It's south of Portland. Kind of like Oregon City. Like the last time I was in Oregon City, and the only time I was in Oregon City was in 1995. So Oregon City is southeast or southeast of Portland, correct? Is that what it is? South or southeast of Portland,
It
slightly?
advertises itself as the oldest brewery.
That's what he just said.
Yeah.
Yeah, the oldest brewery in the world.
The claim is disputed, but
North of the OC. Correct.
Cool.
So southeast. Okay. So how far is Oregon City from Portland? Like how many miles? Like I remember we drove down there in our dump truck and we picked up those we picked up the greenhouses, and actually we stayed in Portland. We're staying in Portland over 10 minutes. Oh, it's close. Okay. It's super close. Yeah, I didn't realize it was that close. Okay, 10 miles. Not that far. I don't know. Portland's a pretty fun city. Lots to do there. I haven't been there for
There
a
it
long
is.
time.
Where's the beer?
Let's see that beer. Oh wow. Oh, let's see what it looks like.
It's quite like a long, narrow bottle.
I've seen it. I've seen that beer. I've
Let's
actually seen
try.
those beer
It
bottles
must
in
be
the park.
Is it expensive?
Is that an expensive beer?
Probably.
Portland is a shithole.
Who said that?
Well, he lives in Oregon.
oh, so
Clyde lives in Oregon, but he lives, I think, more inland
I
in
used to
Oregon.
go down there to go shopping.
Portland?
Portland, yeah, Portland, Oregon, no
Well,
tax.
Yeah, well, that's why we love. That's why
Years
Wendy
ago.
likes Oregon, and I like Oregon. There's no tax. Yeah. So if I lived in a state, it would be Oregon, and I would live down in
The
Brookings,
beaches.
or I'd live seaside,
beaches.
or I'd live in. I love the beaches.
We'd have to be by the ocean.
I like Florence, Bandon. I think I paid $2 a bottle. Well, that's cheap.
Oh, that's not bad. American.
No. He's in England.
Oh, he's
You're in England, aren't you,
Euro.
Toby Josh? You're in England, right?
What is that, euro?
Are you in England? I keep mixing people up on here.
Yeah.
I know Clyde's in I know Clyde is, and Clyde just says it like it is. We gotta like Clyde. Clyde, see, I usually
What
say
does
it
he
like it is,
say?
but I gotta watch what I say on here because you know what? I
You're-
can't really use bad language on here.
CRD guy.
Yeah, I say it like it is when I'm at work. If somebody gets on my nerves, I tell them where to go right now and then.
Oh yeah, no,
I-
because YouTube you can't.
I live in Dallas. Oh, you live in Dallas? Okay. Okay, I've been to Dallas.
Is there anyone on there from Sedona?
Is there anybody on here from Sedona? That's in Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes we get people from Arizona pop in.
yeah.
Your Channel Beach, Oregon type. You're the Cannon Beach, Oregon type. Cannon Beach. Now, there's
Yes.
kind of hippie. No, I like Cannon Beach.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love Cannon Beach. You
Beautiful.
know, I bought a kite down there. I bought a kite. It was, did I buy it in Seaside? No, I might have bought it in Florence at a kite shop. And on my way back up, and then there's Haystack Rock out there too.
Never buy a kite and take it across the border.
Why?
I
Why?
got my whole car searched and I had a kite.
Really?
That's all they found.
They fly a lot of kites down there. Yeah, so I was flying kites down
I
there.
did. They pulled me over.
I like Cannon Beach. It's awesome.
And it was my kite. I said I just went.
So
for
Wendy
some
got pulled over
groceries,
the border, and she says she had a
and
kite,
all they had was a kite.
and they searched her car, and
And
they didn't
searched
find
my
it.
car. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
They said they're supposed to get windy, high winds coming through the gorge. I traveled to Arizona for work. Cool. Wendy's mom had a place in
I love
Arizona for
Arizona.
years. She only sold it a few years ago, and she was down in Sun City. So she'd go down there for the last 25 years at her condo and stay there for 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Dallas well. I've been to Dallas Fort Worth, but only at the airport
Indian.
en route to Florida.
What's it called? Indian.
Seaside is kind of trashy tourist place. Cannon Beach. Yeah, I do like Cannon Beach. Well, you know what? We used to take the kids to Seaside because they like the arcade, they like the aquarium, they like the beaches, and I mean, I like staying at Seaside, but we'd only stay there for a couple days, and then we'd head south, and then we'd stay at Florence, and then we'd go down to Brookings, Oregon. I like Brookings. We'd stay on Chetco Ave at the Best Western. Really nice down there, and I went down there to photograph
That's
plants.
beautiful.
Actually, you got to go to Brookings. You'd like it down there.
Well, I've been to Oregon coast.
A lot of
I
people
need to
don't
go
know about
back to the
Brookings, what
coast.
grows in Brookings. It's amazing.
Oh wow.
I have to water in the greenhouse. Be back in 20. Yeah, I got to do mine too. It gets so dry, and then the nursery. It's amazing how fast the greenhouse dries out, and where Clyde is, it is even hotter. So that greenhouse is probably well over 100 degrees in there.
I think
Things
one
dry
of our
out super
trips
quick.
we need to go down the Oregon coast.
We'll go to the Oregon
Go
coast,
for a week.
and then we're going to come inland and visit
And do
Clyde.
Brookings.
We're going to visit Clyde. When we go to the Oregon coast, we're going to
Where's
visit you,
Clyde?
and I'll shoot a video.
Where is he?
I want to Brookings to take pics. Yeah. Oh, it's so nice. Brookings is amazing. The date palms there are freaking huge. There's lots of Washingtonias, huge Yucca gigantea. There's Norfolk Island
It
pines.
must be
There's queen palms.
expensive to live there.
No,
Do you
it would be.
Like if you lived in Washington.
See you, Dave. Take care. Thanks for popping in there. Have a great rest of the day. Enjoy the rest of the long weekend. We do have actually automated irrigation only in the upper courtyard garden, and Wendy and I installed that maybe about 4 years ago. It's a drip on 1/2 inch, and it's not on a timer. She just turns it on for half hour, and it's got 2 zones on it. But the rest of the garden, no, we water by hand, but we don't water every plant. Tibicina too. I've seen Tibicina. I've seen Livistona. I've seen citrus growing down there. It is Zone 9B, and they do call that the Brookings effect, the weather system that affects Brookings. It's amazing microclimate in Brookings, and a weatherman in 1955 discovered that. And it's funny how it's cockeyed, Brookings, Oregon. It doesn't face north-south. It faces southwest, and then you get these systems that come up from California and warm it up. So it's called the Brookings effect, and they call that the banana belt of the Pacific Northwest. We grow Yucca gigantea here. We have a pretty good size one in our garden. I planted it, it'll be going into its 14th winter now. And it looks pretty nice. I'm waiting for it to flower one day. I've never seen them flower on the Oregon coast. I'm sure they do. I've seen also massive agave americana on the Oregon coast. It's such a great place. I would literally have a jungle garden there. I really would have a real jungle garden there because you can grow so many species of palms and exotic plants in Brookings, Oregon. And I mean, the date palms are to die for. There's some there you cannot get your arms around. They're so big. I have lots of photos of me and the date palms down there, but they're in an old school photo album. That's before I had my digital camera. Yeah, agaves do well there. And we have agaves here too. We have Americana variegated, and we have the green one. And then we have Perry growing outside and stuff like that too. I've been growing agaves for a long time, and they do bloom here on Salt Spring Island. Ours have never bloomed, but I got a video of my friend Brian's blooming several years ago, a few years ago on Salt Spring Island, not too far from here. Massive flower stalk, and then the plant dies, but then you get offsets on it. Yeah, we have a lot of offsets on our agave americana. It's looking pretty good. So after this, like I say, I'm going to water the latest cactus patch we just planted. Fewer pests in Brookings. Yeah, I bet. Oh, and Brookings does get a lot of rain. They get about 80 inches annually. And they can actually get the heat units in Brookings too. It's a place in Oregon where on a January day, temperatures can reach 75 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And that is no lie. I actually have weather records for Brookings. I have them all. Got them years ago, back in the 1980s. And Brookings has always intrigued me. So late 1980s, I sent away down there, and they sent me the weather records from the Chamber of Commerce Tourist Information. And it's amazing, the climate down there in Brookings. Yeah, we don't get any palm weevil here. There's nothing that bothers, no pests or diseases on Trachycarpus fortunei palms. They're absolutely the perfect arborescent palm tree for the Pacific coast of Canada. And that's why they're so common here. They are foolproof. They have a proven track record. And that's why you will see the streets lined with them in the west end of Vancouver, some of the other side streets. And then if you head south of Vancouver, well, even east of Vancouver, Burnaby, there are streets lined with them. And if you go south to Tsawwassen, with palm trees. And I'm talking dozens and dozens of mature palm trees that have been there for a couple of decades now. And they look very good, very, very nice. And especially when they got the nice big thick crowns on them. I don't think they really ever prune or fuss over them. And yeah, lots of seed on them too. You drive down the main drag of Tsawwassen and it's just palm trees, Palm Tree Central Station. And it's kind of nice to see that in this part of Canada because you think of Canada as being a pretty darn cold country and us up here, Eskimos living in igloos, but that is not the case. On the Pacific coast, it is a much different ball game than the rest of Canada. And you'd have to see that to believe it when you come and visit the West Coast. Visit Beach Avenue in Vancouver along Sunset Beach, and you'll see what I mean. Palm trees as far as the eye can see, and big ones all over the place. Bananas, agaves, cordyline, and eucalyptus. They're all growing down there along the beach and in the traffic islands and everywhere. Yeah. Yeah, I hope no palm weevil ever comes here to Salt Spring Island. That would be a real bummer. That'd be a real bummer. So I should probably get some potatoes on soon, eh? I'm going to go to a minute. I think I'll go to an hour. I got just 4 minutes left, and then we'll call it quits because I'm going to go water some stuff here. It's very, very dry. It feels like the temperature has gotten warmer. It feels pretty toasty out here. I'm guessing it's probably about 27 degrees, 28 degrees right now. It feels very, very warm. So that's a good thing because it is Labor Day. The things are getting worse by the minute. Winds and smoke. Wow. I wonder where your fires are. So you got fires burning in Oregon, or are they coming from Washington? Who's this guy? There we go. We got rid of him.
Oh, do you know? Oh, did you know?
Goodbye, bananas. Okay, well, take care and have a great night, everybody. Nah, it's too hot outside. It is hot outside, Clyde, and it's even hotter where you are. It is very toasty where I'm sitting under a shaded umbrella, and it is smoking hot here right now. It's crazy how few people have palms in Dallas, you see. Well, Tony does. Cerboni, you should see his palm garden. Tony in Texas, in Dallas, has an amazing palm garden. Yeah, no, we've had bad smoke here in previous forest fires burning in British Columbia, but not this year. Fires are in Oregon, the worst one near me. Ooh.
Oh, that's not good.
Ooh, yeah. Probably man-made, I bet, unless there were maybe a lightning strike. It's the worst when they're man-made. There was one year, it wasn't last year, but it was the year before. The smoke was so bad here for a few days. It came up from Washington, and then some came down from BC, and it kind of infiltrated the southern Gulf Islands, and it was like this haze, and it was burning my eyes. It was in my throat. It was not a good thing, and it was like driving in this haze every day. It was terrible. It made for great sunrises and sunsets, but air quality was very, very poor. A lot of the fires that get caused here are man-made, unfortunately, and thank God we don't have any here. It's a little breezy. There's a little bit of an ocean breeze here, but it really is a toasty day in September. Our state and federal government refuse to manage your timber price. Really? Is that right? Well, there's a lot of logging going on here on Salt Spring Island. I see logging trucks every day, and beautiful timber they're taking out of here too. Nice Dougie firs and some cedars. West Coast fires are so sketchy. They are. Yeah, it's the worst, man. I remember a big one back in the early 2000s burning in Northern California, and it burnt up Southern Oregon to I-5, and then it burnt over to Brookings. And when I was at Brookings that year, there was fire trucks everywhere. There was ash falling out of the sky. I think that was 2004. Sweet. Gotta like the logging trucks. Yeah, a couple of my friends here own a logging company. So there's a lot of logging going on here. It's funny how you get some people complain about it, yet these same people that complain about it have their house made out of wood, their sun deck's made out of wood, and everything around them's made out of wood, and where their house used to be a forest. And these are the same people that complain about logging. You know what I mean? It just drives me crazy. I'll have to look at a video, yeah. 85 outside. So It is, I'm guessing probably, it's got to be 27 degrees Celsius out here. You can figure that out in Fahrenheit. It is true. They're very hypocritical, these tree hugger people. And I'm far from a tree hugger because I cut down about, how many trees did I cut down this year? Probably about 10 or 12.
Oh, on your own?
On our own property here, we cut down at least a dozen trees. I use them for firewood, eh? So
Yeah.
in the fall, Wendy's going to get, how many trees are you going to get cut down
We're
over
gonna
here?
hire Thomas Brainerd
We
to
got our friend the arborist
5.
to come, and we're going to get 520-foot
Yeah.
plus Dougie firs cut down. So
Yeah.
I'm going to be busy splitting. They're beautiful trees. You know, I'm looking at them right now, and I'll put the you can see them in the distance.
Wendy will be stacked.
See those right there?
Joe split.
They're tall
that.
trees, and they're so nice to split because they don't have a lot of branches on them. The branches start way up,
Yeah.
and I love splitting rounds where the branches start way up. So they're so nice to split, and I'm going to get a nice firewood out of there. Timber is a renewable resource, and that's what I tell people here. It is a renewable resource, and that's what your house is made out of, everybody. Most everybody's house is framed in wood, even if your siding's not wood. And when most people die, yes, a coffin is also made out of wood. And your money that you spend comes from trees. Unfortunately, in Canada, it is made out of plastic now, and I absolutely can't stand it.
And
I like paper money.
Part of it for us is a lot of our trees that we cut.
It's 80 here. It's about 80 here, yeah.
A lot of our trees that we actually cut, they're very close together, some of them.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them are actually dangerous for our house.
Oh, they are. You know, Salt
And
Springs.
some of them, they've broken the tops.
Oh, yeah.
Off. So we just cut them, we thin them out, and it's actually healthier.
Wendy thins these trees out, and we get a lot of firewood. We chip the branches. Wendy uses the branches on the path garden paths, and it lets more light in here too. Wendy's a really big sun lover, and it gets a lot of sun in here. But with Wendy around, we're getting more sun because she's nuking more trees.
Well,
right? Wendy is far from a tree hugger, I'll tell you that.
Oh,
78 on Salt Spring. Okay.
I love
it is, I'm going to go look at the thermometer. Hang on. Let me just see.
I hug trees. I hug trees. I'm taking over.
Oh, hey.
I hug trees. I love trees.
Yeah, but
so I don't cut them.
She's not a hippy dippy tree hugger.
No. Well, I like, I mean, you know, trees are beautiful.
No, I like trees too, but I like lumber too, and I like firewood. Don't you like being warm in the wintertime?
I do.
We only heat our house with wood. We have a wood stove.
We're very selective on the trees we do take out, and we're really careful about that. Very respectful of our environment. So I just wanted, when he said I wasn't I'm not a tree hugger.
I'm not a tree hugger.
I love trees.
I love trees, but I'm not a tree hugger, man. Do you see dreadlocks here?
I'll go hug a tree.
She's going to go hug a tree. Go hug a palm tree. I hug eucalyptus trees and palms. Hi, Wendy. Duck Killer Clyde says, hi, Wendy. I'm
probably more of a
I wouldn't marry a hippie girl. I wouldn't marry a hippie girl, man. She's not a hippie girl. She does have some red. I'm full redneck. She's got some redneck in her because she's married to me.
I'm a hybrid.
She's a hybrid. So she might have a tad. She's got about this much earthy in her, and then probably more redneck.
No. I'm all,
You're a bit earthy.
More earthy.
You're a bit earthy. It's not important to keep old growth. No, there are some around here. There's not a lot of old growth left on here. I shot a video of one yesterday, but you know, this island has been logged a few times over, and people don't realize that. Oh, they start protesting when you're cutting trees. These are not old growth trees, man. Like that tree that we're going to cut down is probably 90 years old, maybe 100 years old, whatever. You know what I mean? Lifespan. Yeah, exactly. That's right. And keeps people employed too. Lumber, right? And pulp. We have a big pulp mill across on the big island from us too. So freighters are coming in and out of there, loading up with logs and stuff like that. Hi, Wendy, the definite tree hugger. Yeah, well, I have seen her hug some trees. She was really chilled out when she was looking at the big old growth tree the other day when we were in the forest. I was just thinking of how many feet of lumber you could get out of that tree. It was a big tree. It was a beautiful tree, really. And only a couple of them around. All the other ones were like pecker poles around it, but they were still pretty good sized trees. Why are my track here folded? Well, it sounds dry to me. You know, a lot of times you think you're watering it enough and it's only going in about this much. It sounds dry. You got to give them a nice deep water. Tree has a lifespan. You're right, dude. I totally agree with you, man. There's another value to trees other than humans. Good to use in, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you can make chopsticks out of them too. Oh, no, that's bamboo. Sorry. But anyway, you know, you think about where your currency comes from, the U.S. It comes from trees. And I don't know, most of you probably know, I would imagine that our currency here changed a couple of years ago to plastic money. And it's absolutely terrible. I cannot stand the stuff. It is plastic. I don't like the feel of it. I don't like the texture of it. I like the American money a lot better. I don't like the feel of this slimy, smooth, plastic, crappy bills. So I still think they should be making them out of trees up here. I don't know. Maybe we got a tree hugger on the banknote company that's in charge of all that stuff, and they figured let's save more trees, so they're making plastic money now. Let's just see. It is cheaper to use than wood. Check your Facebook messages. I sent you one. Okay, cool. Right on. Why are my trachycarpus runs? I'm just reading your thing. Same thing in Costa Rica. Yeah, ours changed. Ours changed a few years back. I'm guessing maybe 5 years. Time flies. Maybe no more than 5 years ago. Root rot. Okay, so if you're going to get root rot with a trachycarpus, it's got to be probably in really poor draining soil where the water can't pass through. But it's funny you say root rot because I have these palm trees that grow in a creek, and they grow conditions year round. They're down in the deep ravine. It never dries out down. There's one that grows in standing water since last winter, and it's still in the mud right now. The creek is dried up, and it has never got root rot. So go figure, right? You will never get root rot here in our garden because we live on rock. These are growing in very poor, dry, rocky soil. There's a Pacific Madrona up there above them. If you grow Pacific Madrona natively in a native environment, it's pretty handy. Yep. So there you go. So maybe the palms that I grow in that deep ravine, maybe there is some sort of drainage that I don't know about because it is wet and spongy when you walk down there, which boggles my mind, and they're absolutely thriving. Yeah, no, they love water. They love water. So I don't know, maybe they are growing in clay soil where there's no water passing through and it's hard packed clay and it'd be growing like growing them in a bucket of water or something. So I'm guessing the ones that are growing in my ravine, the water can still pass through, even though it's super soggy wet. It'd be interesting for me to dig one up one time to see what the root system is like. Oh, the connection went off. No, I'm still here. I'm still here. It says connection still good. Okay. I'm going to go soon because you know what? Got the B&B guests coming back soon. I know they went out and I got to water. I just planted a new cactus patch and I got to get some water to that cactus patch. I'm worried because my recent bought a track palm 6-7. Whoa. It wasn't clay, didn't have many roots. Yeah. I think they can grow in clay if there's maybe partial clay, but I don't know about full blown clay soil. You know, I don't know. I don't grow them in clay soil. We grow them in rocky, dry soil. And we do have a little bit of clay mixed with soil down by the greenhouse, but it's not pure clay. Yes. When the rain comes, we will do an update. I was down there 2 days ago looking at them. They absolutely look flawless. And there's some really nice ones down there too. And I don't know when the rains are coming because it's looking pretty dry for September. It's looking like a pretty dry month, and that kind of worries me. Silty clay here. Yeah, silty clay. So I'm guessing it's kind of porous. And that's a good thing. You need porous. And so the water's probably not sitting around. So if you dig a hole and you put a palm tree in there, actually, no, dig a hole and pour a bucket of water in there. And that's what I tell people to do. Pour a bucket of water and do the perk test. And then go in and have a cup of coffee or something to drink or eat and come out. Come out in many minutes. You know, leave it for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and maybe even longer and come back. And there's water still sitting in there. That's probably not a good thing because in the wintertime, that water is sitting around there all winter around the roots. And or if you water it, it's not going to pass through and it's sitting around the roots and your plant's going to probably drown and probably get root rot, I'm guessing. But I still can't figure out why these swampsonii grow, and I call them swampsonii. I just made up the name because they are growing in swampy like wet conditions and they seem to thrive. Now I throw thousands of seed down there, but not every single seed is going to make it, but some of them seem to have adapted. And the ones that have adapted to this wet growing area in a deep ravine absolutely look beautiful. Oh, you probably don't want to let that go below maybe 8 degrees, 10 degrees Celsius. I'm going to say 10 degrees Celsius. Queen palms, maybe no lower than 8 degrees Celsius. And keep the daytime temperatures a little warmer and keep fans going. You got to keep the air circulation or you get botrytis in there. And some palms are really susceptible to it, especially Washingtonia palms. That's the killer in our greenhouse. It's not cold, it's botrytis. It's like a mold, right? And you get humidity in there in the wintertime. So our greenhouse is not heated. And on the coldest days, I put Christmas lights in there. I turn them on, and they're in there permanently, but I turn them on. So I won't say it's not heated. Only on the coldest days, we turn on the Christmas lights, and that keeps the chill out of the air. And there's dual fans going 24/7, 365 days of the year. So there you go. Anyway, guys, oh, man, it is so hot here. I'm baking. I'm gonna pack this in a couple of minutes, and I got to get that hose going because I got to water the tree fern before these people check back in. They're out. They went to town for the day, and I got to get down into that lower lanai and water some palms. No, well, sorry, we have a Boutia cross queen palm in our garden, and I was looking at it yesterday, and it's so dry down there. Some of the fronds are starting to turn brown. It's from the drought, and yeah, so we have a cross, a Boutia cross Siagris, so a Pindo palm cross queen palm in our garden, and it's doing okay. I should get a good drink. I'm just probably not getting enough water. It's growing on a dry, really dry slope underneath some big eucalyptus and arbutus strawberry trees. So it's probably better to grow them in an area where there's no competition from other roots. And I suspect the eucalyptus tree roots have maybe infiltrated it and sucking a little bit more life and water and nutrients out of it. All right, guys, I tell you what, I'm going to say cheers to all of you guys. It is too hot. I got to get a drink of water. And have a great night. And hopefully that smoke dissipates where you are down in parts of Oregon. And I will do another live stream. Well, next Saturday, I'm going to a big party. So stay tuned for a video. Our friend is getting married, and you will see a video from the banana saloon down the road. He's got so many bananas, and that's where they're getting married. So it's a pig roast. So I got to help him out at the pig roast. So I'm going to be there early in the morning, all day long, helping with the pig barbecue. It's going to be on a big barbecue, turning around. It's a nice fresh pig, so it's going to be awesome. That's how I broke that tooth right there. See that gold tooth? I broke it at his pig roast last year. I broke it in half, chewing on a tough piece of pig. Anyway, see you later, guys. Take killer. It's bird season until Jan. Sweet. Okay, duck killer Clyde. Go out there and get some ducks. Come to our sports fields and nuke some of those Canada geese too. Bring your gun and blast a few of them because those Canada geese are messy. All right. Have a golden tooth too. Golden teeth are fun. Sweet. It's hard to see. The sun is the dentist said, you want a porcelain or do you want silver? I says, I want gold. So there it is right there. See that one? That's white gold. It wasn't cheap. And I'm covered dental and medical at work, but it only covered half of it. So I still had to pay a pretty penny. And but that's all right. It was worth it. You only live once. Don't over fertilize your red banana. Yeah. Yeah, so duck season until January 31st. That's cool. Good for you. That's right. You got to keep the population down. It's like, it's like deer on this island. More people have to hunt deer to keep the population down. There's way too many deer on this island. So we need more hunters out there nuking some of those deer and filling their freezers up. And same with the Canada geese too. But I think the grain-fed geese are a lot better than the ones that we have here. We have Canada geese on our sports fields every day. So when I get to work, I hop on the ride 'em lawnmower and I chase them off. Hop on that tractor, chase them off. They go over to the golf course. They do the same thing. They come back and they make such a mess. People complain about the goose droppings. So we need somebody out there we need duck killer Clyde to come to Salt Spring Island. I think well, I mean, I don't know if you can over fertilize it, but you can make too strong of a mix of fertilizer and that could burn the salts and the fertilizer could burn the roots and then it'll show up on the leaves. Okay, GD Gardens, duck killer Clyde, blast off, and everybody else in there. Take care and cheers to you and aloha. I have to call it quits because I'm overheating here, man. It is really hot. Happy Labor Day to all of you. Cheers.